Hi YouTube, and welcome to another video. Let's get right to it. Let's get to the word of the Lord, and then we'll get to the Glowforge epic fails or teachable moments, or however you want to look at it. The word of the Lord for today is coming from Deuteronomy 7, chapter 7, verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments. Thank you for joining me for the word of the Lord today. And if you want to know where I get my scriptures from, that I get a devotional every day or a scripture every day, it's an app called Olive Tree. And I really like Olive Tree because you can highlight your favorite scriptures. You can make notes on those scriptures. There's cross references to different other parts of the Bible of where that scripture came to. So there's a lot of different features in the Olive Tree app, and it's a free app. You do have to buy additional Bibles, but there are quite a few Bibles that are free, like the King James, the Standard, and a couple of other Bible apps that are free. That you can read if you want to read from different versions of the Bible if you have a little bit harder time understanding, the King James Version. But yeah, so that's where I get my scriptures from. But here are some projects that I worked on today that did not go so well. In the Glowforge app, there is objects in there that you can grab and you can cut out. Some of them are earrings. You just put in the search bar earrings, and I have Glowforge Premium. So I cut out some of their earrings today, and I resized them, and I'll show you what I used. I was using one of these rounds, and this round came from Hobby Lobby in a package, and I painted it. But this is what cut out. It's super thin. And if you do that, it's gone. It's broken. So that was an epic fail. And I was doing several. So it needs to be like probably done on 1/4-inch wood or some other kind of wood or something like that. But that was fail number 1. And then epic fail number 2 was this project. This is, these little things right here, this was some blue masking tape that I masked this wood and fabric with, but once the Glowforge cut around it, it blew it off. And this is the reason they tell you never leave your Glowforge unattended, because these little things, if they get on the wrong spot of the Glowforge, can catch fire. So it blew all my little things off. And I had it adhered to some of that little tape that I used, the masking tape, because the masking tape wouldn't stick to the fabric that I had. So, but here, let's take these earrings off of here, and then I'll show you this project that I was trying to make that did not go well. But it's a teachable moment. So, let's see. That one works. These two work. Okay, so here is the fabric. So I don't know if you could see the holes. And maybe if I would have cut it deeper, I cut it on medium draft board. But I adhered this fabric with that 3M masking tape, because I didn't want to, I did Mod Podge a board, but I haven't cut that one out yet. I need to put more Mod Podge on it. But I was going to try to see how it would work if I just 3M the board and then put the fabric on top of there. Well, you can see that it didn't cut all the way through, number 1. And then this fabric is still there. So which means that that 3M is going to pull up off of this. And this is MDF board. So here is the back of where the fabric pulled up, and here is the front of where the fabric cut out. So if it would have worked, it would have been nice. because then I would have been able to adhere the fabric onto the wood. But the problem is, you see it didn't stick to the back, and it easily pulls off the front as well. So that I wouldn't want to give that to a customer. So this board is going to be tossed because it did cut on the first layer here. So I don't know if you can see those cut lines, but it did cut. But that is going in the trash. And I still have the other piece of that fabric, so it's no big deal. And then I also have the other piece, some more of it over here, where I am adhering it with some Mod Podge, some of the different fabrics. So I still got to add more Mod Podge. It's just like one layer right now. Okay. And here are some other earrings that I did cut out from, I didn't bring that board, but like one of the rounds that got painted. Let's see, this was painted brown. So this was some earrings from a while back. So this one, let me see what color this one was. Okay, so this is red. So that's some red that I painted one of those circle boards with red. So this is not a fail. This one came out. This one came out. This is just paint that I got from, I think this paint is not some of the shiny paint that I normally do. So I think this paint is from the Dollar Tree. Some of the red paint from the Dollar Tree. So I will, I'll probably seal these with maybe some Mod Podge. Since I didn't seal the board before, I'm gonna try to get some polyacrylic too. But so these ones are not a fail. Let's see, do I have, oh, here goes some more red ones that I cut out of something. And these ones are not a fail either. So it's the same red board. Let's see, I think I had a different board. I'm taking the masking off because it still has the masking on it. So yeah, so that's not a fail. Is this the same color? Oh, here's another one that I cut out. And this is gold. This one's gold. So I will put some findings on these. And these ones will work. There they are. Gold. Okay. And I also, oh, I didn't bring any tape to get this off. I also cut out, this still has masking on it. I don't know if I'll be able to get the masking off without a piece of painter's tape, or usually I take it off with Gorilla Tape. So this one is one of the red ones. And then I think I cut it out in gold too, or maybe the other ones were gold the other day. Let's see, yep, this one's red as well. So yeah, this one's red as well. So this one, I cut out two different sizes. A big one and a small one, and there's a little hole where I can put some findings in there. There's a little hole. But all of that is gonna come off, and it's gonna be red underneath. And what else did I cut out? And then I cut out just some plain MDF, cut them out on plain MDF. This was left over from something else, so I didn't paint it. So then I'll go along and then I'll paint these. I really prefer to paint first. It makes it a lot nicer and cleaner when you paint it first. But this is just, this is 1/4 inch MDF. And this is what I use to make some parts of the bank, because you don't see it. This is in the middle, sandwich is in the middle. And then I did make, I don't know if I showed this on the last video, but these earrings are from the last set of banks, the Isabella bank. These earrings were cut out of the leftover piece of board from Isabella. And I think I did show that on my channel. But then I also had a board that had a lot of black, left on it. As a matter of fact, here's the board over here. This board was used to cut out the Burt Jr. sign for the Burt Jr. bank on the last video. And it was also used to cut out a Y from something else. So it's masked. So as you can see, I have all kinds of little shapes of earrings cut out. So I went back and I just put my shapes on there and cut out other projects with this. So I'm still not done with this board yet, because there's still some meat left on it that I can get, like if I cut it, I can get it in the Glowforge and get other little pieces out of it, even up here. But I would need to cut it, so I have to ask my husband to cut it with his saw or let me use his saw or something. But the pieces of earrings that I got out of there, this is a set. And then I use the little wand tool that I was doing my mom's project with. But these rhinestones are heat fixed rhinestones, are a little bit bigger than the ones I put on my mom's party favor. But I used this gun to put them on there because these earrings were just plain in black. So I figured I'd jazz them up a little bit. So I got that pair. And then I did this pair with just one little rhinestone at the top. I did this pair with rhinestones just going down the center. I also did this pair with the little rhinestones in the middle. I did this little pair. And these shapes I got off of Etsy. This earring shape. And then I have these little little set that I put a rhinestone on the top and on the bottom. So I did like how that project came out. And here is like one of the, you can buy these rounds. It's about an 1/8 inch. It's probably even less than an 1/8 inch thick. It's not as thick as, it's about as thick as it, but it's not as sturdy as it. This is MDF board, and this is like a wood round, but like a plywood wood round. That's what it is. So I have this side that I got from Etsy. I mean, not Etsy, forgive me. I got this from Hobby Lobby, and it came like 6 in a pack, 5 or 6 of them in a pack. And then also this size right here. This one, and I started to like kind of put a little bit of paint on it. So I tried different paints out on something, and then I kind of sanded it to see if I could sand it off. So just still playing around with a lot of stuff in the Glowforge, trying to see if there are any other projects that I'm working on in here for the Glowforge. So yeah, so I'm just playing around, and here's a whole bag of pieces that got cut from an MDF board. They're not masked or anything, so I'll need to paint these, clean them up a little bit, and paint them. So you can clean them up with like a baby wipe, some denatured alcohol, and then I'll kind of, like I said, I'll paint them. But I prefer to paint before I prefer to paint them before I cut them, because it just makes for a cleaner cut and everything. So these are some of the projects that we have played around with today, and thank you for joining and thank you for joining me for this video today so I can show you some of my failures. Not everything I do is a success, so I want you to see that some things is just by trial and error. So I'm still playing around with it and learning a lot of things about the Glowforge. I still enjoy making all of the projects, and if you would like a Glowforge of your own, use the link in my description box. And you can, and it's a referral code, so I will get a commission at no extra cost to you. You'll get a savings of up to $500 if you get a Glowforge Pro, and you'll get $250 for Glowforge Plus, and then there is $125 on a Glowforge Basic. And from my understanding, Glowforge is going up on their prices. So if you're considering getting a Glowforge, you might want to go ahead and get it while the prices are low, because I heard that the prices are going up. And when I got my Glowforge, shipping was free. You see how big the Glowforge is. You can go back to some of my other videos and check out how big it is. Shipping was free. From my understanding now, the price is going up, and you have to pay your own shipping, which I heard is like $350. So if you're on the fence about getting a Glowforge, I would get off the fence and get it while the getting is good, while the price is still cheap. But you can use my referral code down in the description box. And if you would like to order a bank, some of the banks that I make, you could go to my Etsy shop. I'll put that link down in the description box as well. And thanks for joining me today. Thank you for coming along and seeing some of my successes and some of my failures. God bless you. You have an awesome and an amazing day. See you next time, my friends.